I am Beardmohbox, and watching this year's scouting combine, I couldn't help but feel like the whole thing was a little bit slow. And now maybe that's because Adidas hyped the whole thing up with the break the 40-yard dash record of 4.24 seconds and win $1 million thing, and because nobody broke under 4.3, it felt like we'd been shortchanged. It could also be because the receivers set the bar pretty low, but I think it's mostly to do with this time of 4.24 being more important than usual thanks to Adidas. So in Beardmohbox fashion, I did a little bit of research. I compared this year to the previous two and found some pretty interesting things. Out of the top 15 performers of 2015 and 16, 8 of those were from this year. And out of the top 15 performers from the last 3 years, 4 ran in 2014, 6 in 2015 and 5 in 2016. But people aren't saying the drop in speed was in the times of every position. The problem was the receivers. Now looking at the top 15 of the past 2 years, only 3 wide receivers from this combine make it in. And that's bad. And that's where we get to Will Fuller out of Notre Dame. On a side note, I want to say how hard it is to say that without putting on a forced American accent. Because obviously it's Notre Dame, but the European in me wants to say Notre Dame. Anyway, Will Fuller's probably going to end up benefiting big time from this slow wide receiver class. The entire class is seen as the slowest in years, and therefore the fact that Fuller is tied for 6th fastest out of the last 11 combines is even bigger than it would have been, say, last year. He's second in the last 2 years, and that's a group that includes JJ Nelson, a rookie last year with the Cardinals, John Brown, also of the Cardinals, and Tyler Lockett, Seattle's rookie sensation last year. Fuller is a little lean and doesn't have the world's safest hands with 9 drops in each of his last 2 seasons, but he was the Irish team MVP last year with 62 receptions for 1,258 yards and 14 touchdowns. He's drawing Ted Ginn comparisons, which is both good and bad, but his performance in the combine may have edged him into late first rounder status after most people saw him as a second rounder prior to the scouting combine. It will be interesting to see where he ends up, and if he falls into the right team, that outside speed may become the stuff of nightmares for defensive coordinators. Or maybe he's just been overinflated in a bad class, but the only way we'll ever find out is by watching him next year in the NFL.
Oh my god, play!
Hey, you made it to the end of the video! If you haven't seen the previous video yet, you can do that by clicking here. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, you can do that by clicking here and subscribing. New videos every Friday and Sunday, and sometimes Wednesdays too.